the vital role that campaigns and elections play in the battle of ideas. We'll explore that and more on today's edition of Life Matters. Brian Johnston is the Western Director of the National Right to Life Committee. He has served in many capacities while advocating for innocent lives, as California Commissioner on Aging, as Chairman of the California Pro-Life Council, on the board of the National Legal Center for the Medically Dependent and Disabled. And now here's our host, Brian Johnston.
Welcome back to Life Matters. We're your program on the right to life and what that really is. You know, it's a statement from our founding document, from the Declaration of Independence. And it's a formative, foundational statement that asserts something that's very important. That there are certain things that are quite obvious, self-evident truths. And the first is that we're alive. The government didn't give you your life. You have a creator. Your God gave you your life, and that's a gift from your Creator, not from the government, but the government has a responsibility to make sure your innocent life is protected. And that's an important premise. I'm very excited that the recent hearings for Amy Coney Barrett, and we're very excited that she's been confirmed to the Supreme Court, but it really touched on, and they didn't like talking about it, but the principles of natural law. And that's where we get the right to life, that there is a God of nature. Laws of nature and nature's God is what our nation has built its laws on. As you know, our opponents want to make this about your religion, and they wanted to make that particular hearing about Amy Coney Barrett's Catholicism. And she was very clear that it's not about her Catholicism. This is about very simple, straightforward truths, and that the Constitution is actually built on the premise of the laws of nature and nature's God. It's important now as we go into our program, we're going to talk about those principles. Very often we can get caught up as individuals, we mentioned last time, about the news, about ephemera, things go on, this happened and that happened. But here at Life Matters, we want you to do more than be distracted by different newsy things. We want you to be able to focus on the principles that are at stake. And then as you see events happen, see those events through the lens of those basic principles so that you have an understanding of what it is that we're facing. We're in a battle of ideas, my friend. It's a very real battle, and we want to equip you. In this program, we're talking about the elections. Again, this will be our last program for 2020, really focusing on elections. And we're going to focus on local elections in particular and the power of your vote. We've talked about that in the past. But I want to remind you again of the nature of our battle. It's not about our personal faith. There is an agreement, and our founders agreed, that the right to be alive is a gift from a creator. But they intentionally did not get into their personal theology because that would create a lot of problems in getting along in a civic society. So even though in Rhode Island that was a Baptist colony, and Maryland was a Catholic colony, and Massachusetts a Congregationalist colony, they had different theologies. So the right to life isn't about your theology or mine. Very important that you remember that. We want to remind you of that because our goal is to work together in community to restore the right to life. We're going to see it restored. But we have to not just look to the president and the Supreme Court. We must be involved in local civics and being an effective witness of what the right to life is in our local communities. And that's what we do at California Pro-Life. You're going to hear in this program many references to the California Pro-Life Council, and we urge you to go to the California Pro-Life website, californiaprolife.org. It's the principal sponsor of Life Matters. We are non-sectarian. That means we're not representing any particular theological worldview, but we allow others to indulge their own theology, but not as representative of what the right to life is. All of us agree that there's a God, and the laws of nature and nature's God are the best ways to make civic laws. So we work with a lot of different people. I want to remind you, too, that when you go to californiaprolife.org, you can find answers to all of these things. Later in the program, we're going to focus on very local candidates for one particular county And we're doing that to remind you that every county has very local candidates, because unless you elect local folks to present the right to life in the civic setting, you won't win locally. And Planned Parenthood wants to take over your school boards. They want to win locally, and often when they do, people just complain. And that's because they haven't been involved in understanding the principles of what the right to life is, or understanding how civics really works, and the fact that laws are basically ideas that are enforced. We want to equip you to understand that. So at election time, we address the legal issue in the battle of ideas, and we work with people across the board regardless of their theology. One brief comment on theology: there's a lot of people from different church backgrounds, but you probably realize they're not all in agreement. And even if you're a Presbyterian, you know, as a pro-life individual, there's a lot of Presbyterians that aren't pro-life. And just being Presbyterian does not make you pro-life. If you're a Reformed Presbyterian, that's very different from other denominations of Presbyterianism. But even within your own denomination, you may not have that understanding of this basic principle of the right to life. But the same is true across the board. I have met many people of different faith backgrounds that we have to work with. If you go to CaliforniaProlife.org, you will see in the About Us section a description of how we operate. We're non-sectarian and we're non-partisan, but we operate on the local level, working in the communities. So there might be someone who's an LDS member, a Mormon. You want to work with them, even if you're not of the Mormon faith. Or Catholic. If you're Catholic, hopefully you're pro-life, but I think you found out a lot of Catholics refuse to be pro-life. It's alarming, and I could give you some names of political people you may know. But the fact is that this isn't about their theology or your theology or my theology. If you go to CaliforniaProlife.org, we do have a section for faith groups, for the Protestant and Bible-believing community, for the Catholic community, for the LDS community, and those are three very common American religious affiliations. There's also a section for the secular realists, because there are people who don't believe in God at all necessarily, or perhaps they're agnostic, but they understand that this is a real thing, that the laws have been changed in 73, and that the laws should not be killing innocent human lives. So it's important to understand that we can work together, and that's what we do at California Pro-Life. Go to CaliforniaProlife.org, go to the About Us section, and you'll see all of that. Right now, though, we're going to talk about elections, and when we come back, the importance of local elections and also California itself in this electoral process. We're going to focus on local candidates, and we're going to hear from some, but we're also going to hear about the congressional elections. We're going to try to drive you again back to CaliforniaProlife.org, because you can go to your region, to your local candidates. And again, as important as Congress is, and it is very important, you hear about it every day in the news. But if you don't understand that these issues are also decided very, very locally, Planned Parenthood is very content if a school board within a pro-life district that has a pro-life congressional representative, but if the school board members aren't, they can get a free clinic in a high school. And you've done nothing about it because you've only been paying attention to Congress. So that's at CaliforniaProlife.org, CaliforniaProlife.org. Go there, look for your region, and find out how you should vote. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to Life Matters.
Are you willing to step up to be a lifeguard? We're asking you to consider becoming a Life Matters lifeguard. On Life Matters, we cut to the depths of this cultural battle of ideas that has robbed America of its core values and robbed the innocent of their right to life. Anything you can pledge is appreciated. But if you pledge $19 a month, we will make you part of the Life Matters lifeguard team, getting you the important tools and dynamic information to help save lives and encourage others in understanding the lurking dangers in today's deadly cross currents of culture. Your pledge helps us with our costs of broadcast. It keeps the full understanding of the right to life going out over our numerous radio stations and also facilitates the important podcast that carries even more programming. Please go to the front page of the Life Matters website and click on the donate button. Your donation is deeply appreciated.
And now back to more Life Matters with Brian Johnston.
Well, welcome back. I'd like you to hear now from a friend of California Pro-Life. And again, California Pro-Life is dedicated to working through the law to change the law. And so that means being involved in civics. That means paying attention to the battle of ideas. And I've known Ben Lopez for a long time. Now, Ben Lopez happens to be running for the Montclair City Council, which is right there in western San Bernardino County. And I'd like you to hear from Ben because he gets the need to understand local politics. Here's Ben.
Hi, my name is Ben Lopez, and I'm running for Montclair City Council. Did you know that Planned Parenthood seeks grants and support from cities and counties throughout California? Most importantly, they would like to get control of your local school district. I am pro-life, but there are pro-life candidates throughout Southern California that will stand up against the abortion industry. I'd like your vote in Montclair, but these pro-life candidates need your vote wherever you live in Southern California. Please go to californiaprolife.org, that's californiaprolife.org, and download your local voter guide. Your vote for the pro-life candidates on your ballot is what changes our state and our nation. Find out who your pro-life candidates are, use your ballot wisely, and vote as if life depends on it, because it does.
Now we have a word from another candidate from the Inland Empire, again, eastern LA County, but most of it is in San Bernardino County, western San Bernardino County. And that is in District 35 for Congress, Mike Cargile. I really like Mike. Mike understands the right to life. And as I said, a lot of people think this is about abortion. Mike is up to speed, and he understands what few Californians understand, that our current governor is responsible, just as Governor Cuomo was. Our current governor locked up the most vulnerable individuals. He locked them up with COVID. He did not boost their immune systems. If you understand this issue, you need to have a boosted immune system. It's very simple to do, but the hard left has not done that. They make people the problem instead of the virus. So our governor locked people up. There's only been one news outlet, and that was the San Jose Mercury News, exposed what the governor did and the deaths that resulted in California. All other news outlets have basically protected the governor. But Mike gets it, and I'm really appreciative of Mike Cargile running for Congressional District 35.
Thanks, Brian. I am in a real slugfest here against the Guatemalan socialist Norma J. Torres. She's received multiple awards from Planned Parenthood for her ability to destroy life in the womb, all while pretending to be a good Catholic. But don't take my word for it. See her for yourself at normajtorres.com. That's normajtorres.com, which we were kind enough to build for her. And there's all kinds of other fun things on there. But you know, I think I may be the most pro-life candidate running for Congress in California, because to me, the issue far surpasses life in the womb. We must protect all life, from the womb to the tomb. I tell people, Hitler brought the Jews to the gas chambers. Our governor brought the gas chambers to the nursing homes, and he needs to be held accountable for that. So if you get a moment, please visit our website at www.cargileforcongress. That's Cargile, C-A-R-G-I-L-E, for F-O-R, Congress.com. In addition to being the most pro-life candidate in California, I think I'm also the most conservative, but you can be the judge of that. Again, that's cargileforcongress.com. God bless you, and may God continue to be merciful to the United States.
Well, that was Mike Cargile. We're very appreciative. He's one of dozens of candidates you need to know about. We don't have time to highlight all of them. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to Life Matters.
Hi, this is Brian Johnston, host of Life Matters. I want to remind you about this election and how everyone is going to be voting, not just for the president, but all the way down the ballot. Do you know that Planned Parenthood is targeting your school district to put in school-based clinics? Unless there's somebody good on the school board, they will. Find out who the good candidates are locally. Go to CaliforniaProLife.org, CaliforniaProLife.org, Election 2020. It's your local candidates that have the most ability to stop Planned Parenthood, and that's where your single vote has the most power. Just 10 votes can swing a school board election. Find out more at CaliforniaProLife.org, ProLife.org. Find out who the good candidates are. Go to CaliforniaProLife.org. Thank you for learning and standing for life.
And now back to more Life Matters with Brian Johnston.
Well, we're back, and I want to remind you, too, the last time we mentioned some of the competitive congressional races, and I will try to do that again at the end of the program. But wherever you are in California, please go to CaliforniaProLife.org, click on your county, and it'll give you the slate, if you will. Those pro-life candidates that are running for Congress from your area, that are running for state assembly from your area, that are running for state senate in your area, but also those running for city council, those running for school boards, and for other local offices that are very, very important. Remember, these offices then often translate later. These are the folks that are going to run for Congress in 4 years, in 10 years. It's important they understand the real issues, because issues like euthanasia are on us. And you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to go to church to recognize the self-evident truth. The right to life is a self-evident truth revealed in the laws of nature and of nature's God. And I'm appreciative of the fact that that was the topic of Amy Coney Barrett's hearing. And I hope that you heard that, because it isn't about her Catholic faith. It isn't about particular religion. It's about self-evident truths. By the way, if you'd like to, I'm going to be releasing a book. It is called The Laws of Nature and Nature's God. And the reason I'm doing that is that if there is no natural law, then there is no right to life. So natural law is the principle that there are truths revealed in nature, spiritual truths. So I think you'll enjoy that book. But we have to understand what this debate is about. It's not about your feelings. It's not about the fact that you were hurt through an abortion, and that is significant. I am not minimizing it. But that's not the actual topic. Just as someone who's been robbed is very hurt. If someone pulls a gun on you, if someone assaults you, that is emotionally difficult. But that's just one of the reasons that it's illegal. And the issue now with abortion and other forms of medical killing is it's legal. So all of the candidates that you will find listed at California Pro-Life, we teach them. Our questionnaire isn't just about abortion. It is, and it's about abortion-related law. But we also talk about the right to life, because they're running to represent you and to make laws. So the issue of the right to life emanates from the principles of natural law, and you need to know that. You need to understand the laws of nature and of nature's God. They're actually common sense, and that's what good law is built on. Back to our candidates. So we had 2 candidates from San Bernardino County, and I'm going to take the liberty now. You can go to our website, CaliforniaProLife.org, go to your county. I want to focus on Inland Empire very quickly. There are other congressional representatives, Jay Obernolte out towards the desert, District 8, in District 27, Johnny Nalbandian, that's District 27. In District 31, Agnes Gaboni. In District 35 is Mike Cargile, whom you heard from. In District 39 is Young Kim, and Young Kim is in a very competitive race. For the State Assembly, District 33 is Thurston Smitty Smith. District 36, Tom Lackey. District 41, Robin Havidstam. In District 42, Andrew Kotyuk. District 47, Matthew Gordon. District 52, Tony Hawley, and District 35, Dr. Philip Chen. These are important races. And again, we have a huge state. Go to your county. I'm focusing right now on San Bernardino County. For State Senate, Scott Wilk is running for District 21. And in District 23, many of you know him. He's been on our program before. But we have Senator Mike Morrell is retiring. And he's going to be replaced, if we work for her, by Rosalise Ochoa Bowe. And Rosalise is very, very pro-life. You need to know about her. For County Supervisor in the 3rd District of San Bernardino is Jesse Armendariz. Jesse Armendariz. City Councils quickly. In Chino, Eunice Yaloa. In Chino Hills for District 3, Art Bennett. Chino Hills District 5, Cynthia Moran. In Fontana for Council, Peter Garcia. In Hesperia, Rebecca Swanson. In Hesperia Council 5, Mark Dundon. Ben Lopez is running for the Montclair City Council, and you heard from him. In Rancho Cucamonga, Sam Spagnolo. In Redlands, Lane Schneider. San Bernardino City Council is Jim Mulvihill. And in Upland for Mayor, Debbie Stone. In Yucaipa, for the Yucaipa City Council, Justin Beaver. No, not Justin Bieber. Justin Beaver. Now, I'm spending time in San Bernardino County right now, but go to californiaprolife.org. Find out who's running locally. We've talked about that in the past. That's where your vote is most significant. Your vote for the president is a drop in the ocean. Your vote for assembly, well, that's a drop in a bucket. Your vote for city council, that's a vote in a mug of water. Your vote for a school board representative is a drop in a teaspoon. And if 4 or 5 or 10 of your friends decide they want to protect the kids in your district and vote for a pro-life school board member, you can win that race just like that. Now, for school board San Bernardino County, in Chino Valley, Jody Moore is running. In Chino Valley again, Sylvia Orozco. That's Chino Valley District 1. In Chino Valley, James Naw. In Chino Valley, Andrew Cruz. In the Hesperia Unified School District, Hesperia, Paul Russ. In the Redlands Unified School District, Christina Paracci. For the Chaffee Joint Unified School District, High School District, the Cheney Unified High School District, Sue Ovitt. For the Cucamonga School District, Naeem Faroki. Now, there's other local offices. Why do we take this time? I'm not going to do it for every county, but you live in a county, and this is where your vote is the most powerful. And if you ignore local politics, you're ignoring your community and surrendering it to those who are paying attention. So other local offices in San Bernardino County. In Ontario, the city clerk, Sheila Mounts, is pro-life. All of these candidates are pro-life, and they've answered our questionnaires. In Ontario, the treasurer, running for treasurer, is James Milheiser. For the city of Upland, Greg Bradley. In Apple Valley, for the Fire Protection District, Michael Caron. In Hesperia, for the Recreation and Parks District, Roman Aguilar. Now, I know there's TV shows about recreation and parks, but the fact is that's an elected position. And I know folks from politics who started on a Parks and Recreation Board. So these are important offices. They're local offices. The Recreation and Park District for Hesperia, Chris Duarte Dustin is also running. And then for the Chino Basin Water District, Division 2 is Mark Gruposo. Now, on your ballot, wherever you are local offices. Go to californiaprolife.org, click on your county. If you go to a county and there's no information there, I have to remind you, and if you're a listener to Life Matters, I will politely castigate you because we have been asking for your help for months. This goes back to January as we were preparing for the primary. All politics is local. If you can influence your community, and you can actually change history because you're changing a community. As you change communities, that's how you change states. And once Roe v. Wade is overturned, there will be states ready to protect these innocent babies, to make sure that women are protected from the manipulation of abortion, to make sure that the vulnerable are protected, that laws regarding euthanasia, that they're in place to protect the medically vulnerable from medical care that's actually not care. Killing someone is not care. Intentionally killing someone or taking away essential medicine, that's not practicing medicine. That's intentional medical neglect for the purposes of killing. These are serious issues, and they're all around us. Some states will be ready. California, this is how you get ready. Go to californiaprolife.org, californiaprolife.org. Again, on every ballot, there are going to be 12 decisions regarding making laws. As a California citizen, you're actually also a lawmaker because we have direct democracy, and the voters will actually make laws. That can be a real problem because most voters don't understand what they're doing. 6 of those ballot measures are very clearly impacting the life issue, and we've taken positions on those. I want you to go to California Pro-Life and look them up. Quick answer, they're no. Vote no. There's a handful of other propositions I am going to vote yes on, but most are no, and the ones we outlined, you need to vote no, but you need to understand, and we've spent several programs examining those. Something else about this election is that in this election, you don't have to be registered to vote yet, and you can still vote. That's right. You literally, up until November 3rd, you can go to your city or local voter registration office, your local poll, wherever it is, and you can register to vote that day. And you can cast your ballot. It'll be considered a provisional ballot, and that means it will get counted when things get close. This is hugely significant because you may know people who say they're pro-life, but they're pro-life because of feelings. They're pro-life, really, they think it's a theological thing. It's a personal conviction. I do hear that a lot. I've actually heard that from pro-abortion legislators who have told me in the halls of both Congress and here in Sacramento, well, I'm personally pro-life, but I don't think it's something that I should put into the law. That is an evil idea because the only reason you should be pro-life is kind of straightforward. It's the intentional killing of an innocent human being. And if you're not willing to say something about that in the law, then you're not pro-life. Please go to californiaprolife.org. Please be sure that you vote wisely, make sure your friends and family vote, and vote for life because it matters. Portions of this program paid for by California Pro-Life PAC and not endorsed by any candidate.
Learn more about everything in today's show online at lifematters.life, where you'll find all the resources you need to protect life. Life Matters is a production of the California Pro-Life Council, the state affiliate of National Right to Life.